Okay, so earlier this week I came down here as normal to feed the fish, and when I got to this tank, this is my 125 grow aquarium, I immediately noticed that something was wrong, and it looked the same way it looked today. All the fish were there, but there's one fish that's always right here begging for food, and that was my Cyclotamensis peacock bass. It was a tiny little 2-inch peacock bass, and it was always at the front begging for food. So when I came and I saw that he wasn't there, immediately I knew something was wrong. Because peacock bass, they don't hide. Even though I have all these hiding places, peacock bass are a type of fish, they never hide. I have all these in here. These fish never hide. They rely on their speed and they school in the wild, so hiding is just not one of their defenses. So yeah, I knew that something was wrong, being that he wasn't in his normal spot. Now the last time I did see him, he was having a little bit of a battle with this doveye. He was fighting the doveye was fighting back. The peacock bass had a little slit on his tail. So what I believe happened was that he fought the doveye. The doveye was successful, he could have injured him, and the leaf fish, which is in here, could have ate him, or the doveye could have just killed him, and all these fish are savages, so they probably ate him. But I definitely didn't want to believe that, because that peacock bass was my favorite fish. He definitely was the one that I was rooting for out of all these fish to just come out on top, because he's the beast. I like peacock bass. So yeah, I definitely didn't want that to be the case, so I thought what else could have happened. These peacock bass, well, that one in particular, he liked to sleep at the top of the tank at night. So I was saying, what if he was sucked down by my skimmer? If he was sucked down, he had to go through these tiny little holes, and the chances of that, he could fit, but the chances of him lining up perfectly to go down that hole is pretty slim. But if he did go down, he would go down, be sucked up, come out, he would follow all the way down here and enter there. And I started my search to look and see if he was in there, and I definitely found a lot of stuff. Hey everyone, this is DWS Darius, and welcome to another day in the fish room. Like I said, there's always a lot of stuff happening, but today definitely something that I don't like, and that was the losing of my peacock bass. So yeah, he had a little dispute with the doveye. You know, the doveye is one of the most aggressive fish. Even though this doveye is about 2 inches, they still have that reputation of being some of the most aggressive fish, and I think it cost him his life. But yeah, in my search for him, I checked in here to see if he was in here, and I didn't find him, but I found a lot more stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, first let me see if I could give you guys some light. So yeah, so first I'm going to plug it out, so that comes out there. And this right here is the filtration for both my 350 and my 125. So I just plugged out the return, which is right here. So now water is going to be filling up. And I didn't find the bass in here, but I found some other fish, and these fish must have been here for a long time. First of all, I have this right here, Malaysian trumpet snails. I have hundreds of them. Just look at yourself. Hundreds of Malaysian trumpet snails. Now I know a couple of months ago, I decided to put 10 in here, just to put them in here because it's good to have these Malaysian trumpet snails. They do a number of different things in the aquariums. They like to stir your substrate. If you put them in a tank with the red devil, he likes to eat them whenever he finds them. So I like to keep Malaysian trumpet snails. So I put 10 in there, and now no doubt I have hundreds of them. You can see them everywhere. But that wasn't the thing that caught my attention. There's fish living inside this sump. And let me see if I can actually show it to you guys, because look at that. Okay, there's a look at it. That was a pleco. That was a bristlenose pleco. Now I didn't add any fish into this sump directly, so that means he must have been sucked down into through one of these overflows. Now pay attention to the size of the overflow hole. That's only about, let's say, 1/4 of an inch, maybe 2/3 of an inch or something like that. But it's really tiny. So when this pleco came into here, he must have been extremely tiny, and now it looks like he's about 2 to 3 inches, and he's not the only one. So that's crazy. I have fish being sucked down here, and they've been living down here long enough to grow a few inches. No light, so that means no algae, but yet they still survive. So I want to see if I could catch them out. It's definitely going to be tough doing this with one hand. Okay, so I'm going to see if I could use this container, and what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take this rock out. I like to have these rocks in here because they weigh down the my mats. This mat right here used to lift up the rocks, keep them weighed down. So first check, make sure there's nothing alive on it. Put that over here. And then I'll put this right here with some water in it. And then I want to take this rock and hopefully he hangs on to the rock. And nope, he's not going to hang on. Make sure there's no fish. Look, it's all those snails. These snails I'm going to feed to the red devil. Let's see if he gets it. The snail sinks. He sees it. Look at him chewing. You see him chewing? He eats the snails, so that's why I keep him. But yeah, put that in there. Now hopefully he doesn't go down. You see him swimming around? And let me see if I can catch him with my hand. These plecos, they have like really tough skin, so I'm gonna make sure I don't hurt him and hurt myself. What I don't want is for him to go on the side, because if he goes on the side, I definitely won't be able to catch him without. Oh, I got him! Look at this. Look at that. That's a good 3 inches. So that means he must have been here for a long time. This setup has been up for over a year, so he could have been in here for who knows how long, because once again, no light, so he's not getting the algae. Now what I do know is that every now and then the food from this tank gets sucked down, and I have seen pieces of food in here, and I thought that it was the Malaysian trumpet snails eating them because I have hundreds of them. But he must have been eating the food that comes down, the pellets that get sucked down, and then on top of that we have leaves, and these leaves have algae, so maybe he's been eating that to survive. But he's not the only one. He's actually not the first one I saw. He's probably the only one I'm going to get out, because the other ones are very hard to get. They're down there. And I mean, in order for them to be down there, they have to somehow make it through all this. And this is a 30-gallon bucket. It stands about, I'd say, 30 inches tall, full of media. So I have a bunch of mats, a bunch of sponges and everything. He made his way past all that, came out the bottom, and he's down there. I definitely won't be able to take him out, because if I do, it's going to stir up a lot of detritus and a lot of headaches. I'm going to leave him in there. But there's another one, and I know that one is smaller. And he was the one I actually first saw. When I was looking for the peacock bass, I was looking all down here, and I saw him dart around. So I have a bunch of lava rock down there, and there's another Bristol's pleco down here. Now he does have access into this one. He could swim up and come through here, but I'll never find him with all this K1 media. Yeah, I'll never be able to find him in that. So the other one might be stuck in here forever. Well, for as long as I can't catch him. But yeah, now I don't think it came out of this tank, because I remember I had 3 plecos in this tank the entire time. It didn't breed, and I sold one, so now I only have 2. I still count for those 2. In this tank, I do remember I put a few babies in here. But of course, I thought they were eaten because I have the peacock bass and everybody else. But it looks like they may have came through, and they've been living in here. So we have that one, and like I said, I did see another one down here, a smaller one. But I'm not going to go through all the headache of taking this stuff out. So eventually, when I do get ready to clean this stuff, I cleaned it once, as far as cleaning out all the mat pads and everything. I did that once since this has been set up, and like I said, it's been set up for over a year. Because I have so much, I don't think I have to do it so often. So probably in a few months I'll go through it again, take everything out, and if he's in there, that's going to be the time I get him out. But yeah, that's crazy. He's been surviving in this for so long. So now the next question is, what do I do with him? So if I put him back in this tank, he's definitely going to be eaten, even though he has those bristles. These peacock bass are going to eat him or kill him trying to eat him. So he's not going to go in there. In this tank I already have 2 plecos and a male and a female, and I don't want them. He probably could go in here. I have 2 male and a female Bristol nose plecos, and I have 1 clown pleco. He probably could fit in here, but don't want to put him in this tank. That's my jaguars. He could go in here, even though they're breeding right now. You can see over here, and they have some wigglers down there. The jaguars will try to defend their babies, but this guy, as small as he is, and the color, I think he would do good with camouflage. And then I have that 125 over here. And these fish actually just killed the pleco. I had 3 of them in his tank, and I found one dead the other day. So he's definitely not going to go in here because I have some of these cichlids that are curious, and when they see a pleco, they might try to kill it. Okay, so I'm just going to put him in this tank, being that he is already adapted to this water. And even though I already have 3 plecos in here, it shouldn't be a problem with this little guy. So dump him in there, and there he goes. Look at the cichlids. Hopefully they don't cause any problems. They should be used to plecos by now. Yeah, he's right down there, and it did look like a male. He do have bristles. So yeah, he's gonna go in there. I have a pleco cave back there, and now I do have 2 males in 1 tank, which is a problem. But eventually, I gotta either take him upstairs. I can't put him upstairs now because the Oscar might eat him. But eventually, when he is old enough, I can put him upstairs or just figure out something to do. But no doubt, it's definitely better than being in there. Now, I wanted to at least give you guys a look at the other one because I did see him. He was the first one I saw. But he has a lot more space than this one. This one that was in here only had this little area. This one, he could go all around, and if he wanted to, he could even go in there and come back out. So he definitely has a lot more space to work with. So I'm probably not going to get him on camera. But yeah, just a day in the life, things that go on when you have a fish room. Now the pleco, he's behind this rock, and he's definitely going to do good in this tank. He has a lot more space, a lot more food, and he definitely should grow nicely. Look at these 2 geophagus. This larger one was more dominant. They fought. Now the smaller is victorious. You can see if you look closely, they have some battle scars. Look at his mouth. That's because they were lip locked, and it was at the point where I had my hand in there trying to break them up because they were just fighting so intensely. And this one is my favorite, so I didn't want him to lose. But he did lose, and now this guy's going to be on his back, so I think I'm going to have to separate them. Probably going to keep the bigger one in this tank and take the smaller one out, put him in that other 125. Look at him, just non-stop. That's the life of cichlids. Just fight and conquer, and they're crazy fish, but I love them. But yeah, everyone, a day in the life. I stopped this video. I stopped doing water changes to make this video. I got 2 tanks left, the big one and this 125. Normally, I only do the big one, and I leave this one alone because, as I showed you, they share the same filtration, meaning they share the same water changes. So when I do a water change here, it's just like doing it here. But because I have all these juveniles, I just want to get as much done as possible. So I do like maybe 30 to 40% here, 50% here, and that way a greater water change while at the same time not being too stressful on the fish. So I'm going to get back to doing water changes. Thank you for taking the time to check this video out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Wait, stop the music. Okay, everyone, so I can't end a video like that. I want it to be a smooth transition, my outro. Well, you saw me, it wasn't that smooth, so that means we have to keep going with the video. So yeah, this is about maybe a half an hour after I finished that last clip. Got the water changes done, filling up water over here, almost finished draining water. By the time it reaches there, the siphon is going to end. And yeah, being that I have to continue, do you believe that this little peacock bass, this is my cichlid Orinoco, he's about 8 inches. The other day, he tried to fight this beast. This guy is 16 inches. So we have a 16-inch fish, and this little guy tried to fight him. And I believe the main reason is because he just got, that day he finished fighting this guy, and this guy was a little bit more victorious. He was chasing the Azul, and he tried to take advantage. This little guy, so definitely very shocking. While the tank is filling up, I'll give you one of the best views of the tank, and that's this above view. The fish don't like the camera. I was just up here before I got the camera, and it was no problem. But now I'm up here and they're panicking. Look at the red devil causing problems. I like to go sometimes and break them up manually because the red devil lately, he's been very aggressive, and sometimes you just got to go in there and show him that I'm the real boss. He thinks he's the boss of the tank, but really I'm the real boss. So when he gets too aggressive, I just go in there and break up the fights manually. But yeah, have the tank filling up. It's probably going to take, right now, to fill up that much, it's going to take about 20, maybe about 10 minutes. Then I got to fill up that one. But yeah, best view of the tank. Look at this guy. So yeah, this 8-inch fish tried to fight the Azul. The Azul is back there, but definitely a big size. Look at this guy. A beast. Yeah, definitely a big size difference. So after that, what else I can show you guys? We have the dogs. Everybody, I want to do a video where I show you all my pets. I still got to fix the floor. I made a video about this a while ago. I just can't find this material anywhere. I initially bought it from Home Depot, and it's just they don't carry it anymore. So I got to figure out where to buy it from to fix these patches, which was done by this dog, Juno. Juno. This is Juno, Rocky. We have Jojo in the cage. We have the cat that you saw some of my other videos. One day I'm going to go through all my pets. But yeah, everyone, a day in life. Now let's see if we can finish this video properly. Catch you guys on the next one.